Pull-up banners are one of the most effective, easily portable, indoor promotional tools available. The trouble is that most businesses get their pull-up banners and in this video I want to show you the 4 most common mistakes that most businesses make that limits the effectiveness of their pull-up banner. Pull-up banners can be extremely effective, and done right, they screen, pre-qualify and lay the groundwork for you to convert prospects into clients. Now, I've seen hundreds of pull-up banners in shopping centres, clubs, in stores and at trade shows. But let me tell you, the lion's share of the ones I've seen have either been confusing or vague, or they've had their message off target in such a way that the owners might as well have taken their money to the bathroom and flushed it down the tube. It's like all advertising, you really have to get it right for it to work for you. The message to me is so much more important than the medium you put it on. Sure, you need something that you can use in the environment you're in, and a pull-up banner does lend itself to a whole lot of stuff, but the message is the bottom line. The message is the thing that will get the job done for you, not what you're putting it on. What you want to have happen is for your prospects to take some kind of action. What we'll cover now, you'll be able to apply to all your print marketing and not just your pull-up banner. The principles work just as well on a flyer, they work on a vinyl banner, they'll work in a newspaper ad, they'll even work on a drink coaster. It's all about what action you want your prospects to take. And by providing them with the right information, you enable them to make an informed decision. And hopefully that decision will be to buy from you. Marketing, when it's done right, reduces the amount of selling you actually have to do, and it almost reduces it to nothing. No one likes to think they're being sold. We all fall into this category. I know I do. However, the flip side of this coin is that almost everyone loves to buy. And by marketing the right way, that's what you're allowing them to do. Your job is to provide the right information, appropriate to the offer you have, and allow your client to make their own buying decision. It was Dale Carnegie, author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, who said that the best way to sell someone your idea is to have them think that it's their idea in the first place. Now, this is what your marketing can do for you, and in this video I want to show you a few things that you don't want to get wrong, things that will impact on how well your pull-up banner will work. What you want to have happen is for only those people who want your product or your offer to meet with you as you approach the end of the line. The people who want to do something with you, they're the ones who will become your happy clients and possibly your raving fans. And by having the right marketing in place, these are the people who will approach you rather than those who aren't interested. Your marketing will cut the wheat from the chaff, and it will allow you to focus on the people who do want to buy. And you can make sure they're happy, you can make sure you've got all their questions answered, and you can turn them into happy clients. What you need is a good conductor. Now, as we said, there are those people who aren't interested, there are those who can't afford what you have on offer, and there are those people who may want what you have, but they don't want it right now. And you want to cut these people out of the loop of people you're actually dealing with. And it's a good chance that the people that are left over will want to do business with you. These remaining qualified and interested prospects will be introduced to you at the point where they want to make a buying decision. Now, your conductor in this instance is a pull-up banner. And putting your information that your prospects need to know on your banner will help each of them along their journey. It will weed out those people that you don't need to speak to from the ones that you do. As much as business people like you and me want everyone to buy our stuff, you and I both know this is just not possible. The people you want to deal directly with are the low-hanging fruit. These are the people who have already qualified themselves as being able to take advantage of your offer just by the simple fact that they're approaching you. They've guided themselves into your sales funnel, and they've confirmed that they're already interested in your stuff. What this means is you waste less of your time. Your closing rate, people you speak to those who become clients, improves out of sight. And you go home at the end of the day satisfied, without the usual angst of having wasted half your day on talking to people who, for whatever reason, couldn't or don't want to do business with you anyway. Now, before I get into a little of the nuts and bolts of how this all works to get your banner message right, I should tell you a little bit about the pull-up banner itself. Pull-up banners, as I mentioned to you earlier, are an ideal vehicle to deliver your message at the front of your store or in an office foyer, and they're really, really well suited to trade shows. One, because they're easy to transport and they're light, and they're easy to put up and put away. It literally takes less than a minute. Pull-up banners are also a very big show. They stand a little over 2 metres tall, and on average they're about 850 millimetres wide. I think of them as being as tall as a basketball player and about as wide as a sumo wrestler. They're pretty big. One of the other benefits of a pull-up banner beyond the convenience factor is that there's a good deal of real estate for you to work with to get your message across. And unlike a standard vinyl banner or sign, pull-up banners are often seen at a much closer range, and as such you can afford to use a smaller typeface or font that wouldn't otherwise be available to you just because of the distances involved. What this equates to is being able to fit more on your pull-up banner without risking it being too hard to read. Pull-up banners, because of their indoor nature, are usually viewed at distances of less than 20 metres. They're not designed for outdoor use. To be easily read at these kind of distances, the size your typeface should be is no smaller than about 75 millimetres tall. Even so, at this size, it still allows for plenty of scope and plenty of detail should your particular promotion or message need it. So let's dig a bit deeper into how to get your banner's message right. The first common mistake when deciding what to include on your banner, or any advertisement for that matter, is to try to make it do too many things at once. You've got things like call us on this number, like us on our Facebook page, come into our store, go to our website, plus a myriad of other things as well. These are all valid and important things that you want to accomplish, but having them all on your pull-up banner at one time gives it a bit of an identity crisis, and it doesn't reinforce the power of your message, it actually dilutes it. And this also makes it far more confusing and sends confusing signals to your prospects, and the confused mind will always say no. Your banner is like a missile, and you need to have it hit one target, regardless of what that target is. By doing this, your banner's message is clearer, it's easier to understand, and as a result, it's a lot more effective. Now, I'm not saying to you don't have things like your web address displayed on your banner. That'd be crazy. But if you are promoting a product on your banner, just keep in mind the primary action that you want your prospects to take. Just use this as a guide to what you should include, and just as importantly, what you should leave off. So don't fall into this very common trap. Keep your message clear, keep it focused, and keep it on target, and it'll work for you. The second thing to consider is to make sure that your message offers some kind of immediate benefit to your prospect. This is one of the key ingredients to making sure your banner or any advertising that you do is as effective as possible. Try to forget about the specific features that your product offers and think of it in terms more of the benefits people will experience from using it. What will it do for them? Will it save them time? Will it make their lives easier? How will it help improve their situation? Remember, the thing that most people want to buy is a solution to a problem. Cars are the solution to a personal transport problem. Smartphones are the solution to a communications problem. And the humble paracetamol tablet is the solution to a headache problem. I think you get the idea. What benefits does your product or service offer to your prospects, and how will it make their lives better? Think of it in these terms and you'll make your message far more effective than it would be otherwise. By focusing on the solution or solutions your offer will solve, you'll get better results than merely just listing your product's features. And in a business like yours and mine, we need to focus on our clients. Now, if your product does have a lot of benefits that you do want to list, this brings us to the third most important thing to remember. Make sure it's in a list. And the best way to have a list to make it easier to read for your prospects is to have a bullet point list. Think of your banner or your ad as a big PowerPoint slide. Bullets make them easier to read, and it helps simplify the benefits of your product or service better. Now, the fourth common mistake that people often get wrong is choosing the wrong colours. This can be fatal. Now that you have a better understanding of what you want your banner to say and do, you want to make sure that it's also very easy to read. Now, it's tempting at this point to let your brand choose your colours for you. A lot of companies do this. And if the colours aren't sympathetic to making it easier to read, if they don't have enough contrast,
You have to make sure that you alter them in such a way as the text stands out from the background. If it's hard to read or it's hard on the eyes, people will not read it, and all your hard work in getting your message right will be lost. So remember that it doesn't matter how effective you've made your message or your call to action. If it's difficult to read, all this work will go down the spout. Now, to give you some examples, the colours with the highest contrast are black text on a white background, like you see used in newspapers and magazines. It's easy on the eyes and far easier to read. The trouble with black and white on signage is that it's pretty boring and bland, and you want to have your banner look a little bit more interesting. I personally like black text on a yellow background. Black on yellow has 70% of the contrast of black and white, but at the same time it adds a little sizzle and interest to your banner. It helps it to stand out. This is called cut-through in marketing because it helps your sign and your message cut through the background noise around it. And this is especially important at trade shows where there's lots of other distractions and other stuff going on. Now, I know I've listed quite a few things here for you to think about, but remember, these are the things that most of your competition won't even consider in their marketing, if they think about marketing at all. And that's where these tips will help give you the edge over them. One thing I should also mention at this point is that pull-up banners really let you go to town with print quality. They offer what is essentially a photo quality finish. This means if your sales message needs a picture of your product to enhance its effectiveness, a pull-up is up to the task. You can even include pictures of people on your banner with near photo quality results. That said, putting a picture of a human face on a banner is a good idea. Human nature dictates that we'll look at a face, even if it's only a printed portrait. And this means your banner will have more people looking at it, and as a result, more people reading it, and that's only a good thing. So let's just quickly recap. A pull-up banner is a big show. Just remember the sumo wrestler with basketball player. And its skyscraper shape, it's taller than it is wide, means they get looked at. Most signs are usually wide, not tall. They also look classy, so they help enhance your image. This is very important in store or anywhere really, trade shows or in the foyer of your office. You can load your pull-up banner with relevant information. There's plenty of promo real estate, as we've already said. And being made mostly of aluminium, they're lightweight and they're easy to move about. Pull-ups are freestanding, so you can erect them just about anywhere you want. There's no ropes or clumsy extras to contend with, and there's very little floor space wasted to boot. The footprint of a pull-up banner is less than 1/3 of a square metre. This is important if you're using it at a trade show or in store. Space is expensive in either case.
For all the reasons we've gone through today, for indoor sales, pull-up banners are my marketing weapon of choice. They're cost effective, they're easy to use, and if you structure the message the way we've talked about in these guidelines, you'll have another salesperson on staff. One that will help reduce the number of tie kickers and the time that you waste on people who aren't really qualified to do business with you anyway. And as an additional bonus, all my clients will have access to my professional artwork and, more importantly, the marketing savvy to help you get your message right. And it's all free. Now, if you found this information useful, share the love by clicking on one of the social icons below and sharing this video on your social network, or leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. And send me a message right now so we can get started on your very own weaponised pull-up banner today. Thanks for watching.